Here we are at the Mississauga Waterfront Festival. This is Terry, and we are with Kansas Stone, our very own Brian and Matt from Barrie. Hi, guys.
How's it going? How are you?
How are you?
Great. So, I got some questions. They come from all over Canada and the United States. They want to know, how's life treating you so far?
You know what? We can't complain. We get to come do what we love and get to play these shows, and we've got a busy summer booked ahead of us, so we're doing all right for now.
I saw that on the schedule, or the schedule that's not updated, but I saw it.
Life, there's ups and downs and everything. You just got to look at the positive side and enjoy what you're given. Right?
Okay, so what caused you to decide to come together? Because I know you're both in separate bands in heavy metal, one in metal and one in rock and one in country and one not, and you write separately.
We always went to each other's shows. Matt would be at my shows. I was in a rock band. He was in a rock band. I'd go watch him, and I actually needed a guitarist for one of my rock bands, and I kept bugging him for about 3 months. It just wasn't the right time for him, and then I twisted his arm long enough that he said, okay, I'll come out. And we did the rock band thing for about 2 years, and then we kind of just sat down, and he's like, I play banjo, and we kind of did our own spin on things and created Kansas Stone together. So.
And now, how long Kansas Stone has officially been together?
4 years?
Yeah, 4 or 5 years.
Let's say 4 years, somewhere around there.
Time flies. We really don't even know. It's one of those bands that just snowballed so fast. We lose track of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have over 1 million streams on your music. How does that feel?
Yeah, we just found that out not too long ago, and we got the notification that over 1 million streams on Blaze of Nothing, our new single, and I didn't believe it right away, and I told Matt, and we're blown away.
Yeah, we never expected it to happen for sure, but it's definitely it feels very humbling to have it all happen.
Oh, well, I knew it was going to happen. I kind of predicted it to a couple of friends, and now they owe me $100 each, so thank you very much.
Her confidence.
Yeah.
Well, no. Okay, so what does it mean to you? Because, to get not only over 1 million, but anything else did it trigger anything?
Well, to hit the 1 million especially on a song like Blaze of Nothing, where it was just, we wrote it as a fun song. It wasn't anything serious. We didn't even know it was going to be a single, or it was almost a joke. It was just
we're just writing music for music. We weren't necessarily
trying to write. Kind.
Yeah,
we were sitting on a patio,
writing a country song.
We were sitting on a dock with beers and a fishing rod, and if you watch the music video, it kind of shows that that's how it was, how we wrote it, and to hit 1 million streams on something like that, it feels good because it's just something that came out of our heart, like just for fun. It wasn't, we didn't sit down and like plan to write something or a certain way. It came out, and it makes us want to write more organic like that, and for the next songs, and hopefully do the same thing.
I was going to say, don't you find that's probably the best way to do it?
Exactly.
I find a lot of songwriters same way.
Yeah.
They don't plan it. They just sat down in their toilet or their outhouse or wherever, if they're up at the cottage, and 10 seconds later they had to come out for new toilet paper roll because they've written so fast.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I'm like, okay.
That's the thing. Some people, you can't think too much into it. Some people are like, oh, well, it's too pop-ish, or it's too heavy, or it's too... Don't put a genre to it. Don't put a label on it. If you write it and it makes you happy and you like it, then put it out. Put your name on it.
Okay, so for people who haven't heard your music, although I've been pushing it pretty hard for the last year, what would you tell them to expect?
Lots of energy, and all kinds of different sounds.
Diverse.
Yeah, diversity would be the word I'd use.
Because we come from different backgrounds. Matt, more of the blues, like classic rock. We both got into metal and rock together, and I grew up on country myself, Alabama, Garth Brooks, Randy Travis, stuff like that. So it's even Michael Jackson, everything. You just take all your influences, and so when you listen to Kansas Stone, you don't know what to expect.
Expect the unexpected.
Exactly.
Okay, well, you just hit 3 questions. Okay, so 4 questions. What are some of your famous artists and or bands to tour or be on stage with?
If we could, or that we have.
Well, we'll start with that you have.
Okay.
And then we'll go to what you could, if you could, and it wouldn't matter any time.
That we have. I think 2 years ago we got to share the stage with Drake White and Brothers Osborne. at CMT Fest, and Zach Brown was headlining. So that for me was, you know, I was just getting into Brothers Osborne before they were big, and Drake White and stuff. And for me, it's probably them that we share the stage with.
Yeah, well, it was a year two. I mean, we share our same influences, but if I had to pick a couple
That we have
that we have shared the stage
Yeah.
with. Well, you nailed a couple. Brothers Osborne. People I would like to share the stage with. Cadillac 3, who we love from Nashville.
Chris Stapleton.
Chris Stapleton. Brothers Landreth, who are from Alberta. I love those guys. Just some great Canadian and American artists.
Maybe some Zach Wild, even Metallica. Hey,
Yeah.
you can jump genres, you know?
Oh, I will be sure to tell him that.
Yeah.
Because I'll send it to him now that you've said that.
Yeah. Hey,
Okay.
that's how I grew up. James Hetfield is one of my biggest influences.
Okay, so what is your songwriting process like? Is it different for both of you, or do you write separate and then come together?
Most of the times I'll get a text message from Matt with a lick and maybe a melody, or I'll come up with a melody and a guitar riff, and we'll just bounce it back at each other. Or sometimes he'll throw me a song. He's like, "Hey, I wrote this last night. What do you think?" Or I'll do the same. I'll say, "Hey."
Yeah, I'd say we got a few different ways that songs come about. I mean, sometimes Brian will get the idea. Sometimes I'll start a lick. Sometimes we'll be jamming with our band, and all of a sudden the song pops out of nowhere, and we're like, "Hey, we record that? Like, did we get that?" That's the perfect thing. So.
Or sometimes if we have an idea that we both have, and you got to be open as a writer and know yourself and know where your strengths and weaknesses are. So sometimes if we have something, we hold on to it until we travel to Nashville and visit with our friends Patricia Conroy, Dave Thompson, and people that are their strengths are different than ours. And we'll take an idea down there and work on it with different writers down in Nashville or where we go to
It's
write.
almost like taking the unfinished ideas that we didn't quite know what to do with, and they kind of can help blossom into something.
Right, you do like a little seminar type
Yeah,
thing with them.
yeah.
I know,
Yeah,
It's
Patricia.
like putting the seed in different soil. if that's
Patricia
a good way.
Conroy actually, not only did she co-write on Blaze of Nothing, but she also, her voice is on there singing with us, and she's a really good
So,
friend.
which brings me to who's the voice, because it sounded so familiar.
Yeah.
And I know her and Vicky Banks and a few of the other girls, right? So when I go down to Nashville, I call them, and you know.
Yeah, it's a good time. That's
We're supposed to be going down next month, and she's just like, "Come over to the house for a fire." She's like, "Me and Bob, like, we'll love to have you over." So, she's been very supportive, and
Get her to introduce you to Carolyn Don Johnson.
oh, I love Carolyn.
Very good friends.
Yeah,
The two of them.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's a whole little there's spot that are just like
It's a
this,
strong Canadian women stand.
and they're all Canadian.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that works. Okay, so let's talk about your latest music singles. We did that. Upcoming tours, any, or what's on the horizon
Well,
for Kansas Stone?
Yeah, we got our summer festival, like the festival season. So summer's pretty busy, and then we're talking in the fall right now about a little tour, going out to the States a bit and widening our Canadian fan base, maybe out west or stuff like that. So there's
You'd
talks
be
about-
big in Kansas and Missouri.
Well, that's what everybody's saying. Go down to Alabama and Texas and stuff, and it's a different sound. Like, we're not the Texas country or anything, but we have a little bit out of that, Allman Brothers or Leonard Skinner type feel in us. So that's what we were talking about. Is the next step is go down south a little bit and try to spread the name. So.
Yeah, I think you should, because I've sent it to a few bands down there, and they're all like,
Yeah.
and then they go, "Can we open?" And I'm like, "I have no idea. Contact them."
yeah.
Because they're, and they're Canadian,
Yeah.
and they're in Texas, or they're in Missouri, or they're in strange places that
Yeah.
you wouldn't think that's musical.
Yeah.
And I said, just contact them, boys. You've got
Oh, yeah.
the email.
We're the easiest people to. You want to play a show? Come play a show, or invite us, and we'll play a show.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your next musical goal or milestone? Oh, ask individually. They want to know separately. Oh, interesting.
I'll let you start.
My next milestone for this band is to record a great full-length record. We have released
Vinyl.
EPs. It's a
Online.
record, just full song, 10 songs to show everyone who we are, and one great album that'll really embody who we are. And that's my biggest thing right now.
And what about you, Brian?
I'll say I like his, but I'm not gonna take his.
Can't take mine.
Next milestone, let's say 2 million. How's that?
Well, that's doable in 4 months.
2 million, so I like it.
Yeah. Or just, I agree with him. Just, I know the whole music industry went over to the single era and stuff, but I'd still like to go old school and release a full-length album.
But vinyl's coming back in a big way.
Yeah, I'd love to get vinyl out of a full collection of our songs. And so if something happens, say we pass away or something happens, we leave behind something that shows what.
Brand new vinyl plant right in Burlington.
Oh, nice.
It's that in the story a full like 10 song, 11 song album tells. Like it tells a story through this, and whereas with you get singles and you get EPs, it just you don't get it. You get like half the story.
You don't get the middle and the
what
end.
What is the whole thing where you hear a full length album? And I know we have it in us, so that'd be something we have to do very soon.
Okay, this is from Missouri. What advice would you give other hungry and aspiring artist bands out there right now?
Don't give up. No matter what people say, don't listen to them. We, as Kansas Stone, we strive to be different, and we've heard it all. We've heard people aren't going to listen to that. That's not going to be played on the radio. That's not. Just if you love what you do, and you're proud of it, put it out there, and don't chase fame. That's one thing that a lot of people make a mistake. You chase fame, you're just going to get a big debt over your head. Just be happy, put out the music that you love.
And number one rule is hard work beats talent every time. So work your ass off for it, because 9 times out of 10, there's tons of talented people out there, but hard work beats it every time.
Well, to quote a friend of mine, it's 10% talent, 90% persistence.
Yeah.
And he ought to know.
And you just, as another artist speaking to other artists, you got to understand how the industry has changed. So it's all
changing.
Branding, own your craft, but make sure you have a branding. It's a company. You need a nice branding. You need to sell it. You need to make it look pretty. That people want to listen to it. That's just the way the industry is.
Okay. Is there anything that you guys would like to talk about or want people to know about you? Because this is an open-ended question, really.
Matt wants to meet Dave Grohl.
Oh yeah, there's lots of aspiring things that we'd like to do.
Well, that actually can be arranged.
I think,
but you got to get yourself to Seattle.
Yeah, I think we just like them to know that, there's a lot more to be expected out of us than people I think even realize right now, and we're looking forward to showing everyone our kind of all the colors and all the influences and all the things we've got to bring to the table. I feel like we barely got a chance to scratch the surface on that. So
a lot of people. The problem with releasing singles at a time. So we released "Blaze of Nothing," and we love the song and everything, but it's easy for people to be okay. That's what kind of style they are. And for our next single, we're releasing our next single in July called "Cashing Out," and it's completely opposite. And it kind of touches on the song's about dusting off the old Johnny Cash records and putting aside the new music and going back to see where our music came from, and it just shows a whole different side of us. So that's, I don't want to everybody think that we're one thing, and that's what we're talking about changing. It's like putting out different styles to show what.
And it ties into the whole to tell other artists to do and what not to do. I mean, it's just like be yourself, find your own lane, work hard at it, hone your thing, and then stick to it. And
I can attest to that after 45 years of doing this.
I mean, that's what it's all about. I mean, there's always going to be someone who does something better, does something different. But if you do you the best you can do, and you totally play it with conviction and own it, people are going to notice that and be gravitating toward it.
Great. Any people that you'd like to say hello or thank?
You. I'd like to thank you.
So many people. We got Verl from the CMAOs, Jen Goheen from Havelock, Ontario, all our fans and friends and crews that have been there for us.
You know what? All the artists that have kind of helped get us to where we are, like Chris LaBelle from Rivertown Saints,
Dave Thompson, Patricia Conroy have helped us write in Nashville and invited us into their homes.
Tebe for helping guide us through the start. Brett Kissel for helping us.
All the Canadian artists have been helpful to us.
Jason McCoy comes to our house and he invites us to his house to do songwriting, and so many people have taken us under their wing and just
reinforce the fact that we're
Aaron Pritchett,
we're doing something different, but we're still on the right track, and we have them to thank, all those
for just a bunch of hooligans for these guys to have faith in us and give us tips or information or do songwriting with us, you know, it means a lot, you know. So
We're very, very thankful.
Okay, and how do people find you online, or where can they purchase or stream or blah blah blah? List them all.
you go to kansasstone.ca or Kansas Stone on Instagram or Kansas Stone on Facebook. You go to any of those, you can find the links to our music, Apple Music, anywhere you get your music, you can find Kansas Stone. So, hope you enjoy.
Great, and I'd like to thank you two gentlemen very much.
Thank
Thank you very much.